Chomsky, the author of Will It Waffle, and today we're really learning Will It Waffle. So first of all, waffle irons do not just have to be for your traditional waffles.
No, absolutely. That is why I wrote this book. The mission here was to make the waffle iron about way more than just waffles.
What are things that can waffle? Because I think for a lot of people it's like they're used to sort of seeing it like, well, a waffle can only be one thing.
Right.
But can anything waffle?
Yeah, so basically one of the rules for this book was no waffle batter, because we already know that waffle batter will
great.
waffle, right?
Yeah.
It's fantastic, nothing wrong with waffle batter, but we know it. It's right? So let's move past that, right? So what I did was, we've got in the book recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything in between, but no waffle batter.
And what are some of the things that you were surprised waffle well? I mean, things that have batter, but also things that are whole. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Also things that aren't even batter. So let's take something like a filet mignon, for example, which you perhaps would not expect to fit in the waffle iron, but it's fantastic because you get that nice crust from the two-sided heat, and this middle stays nice and pink. It's beautiful.
Right, it's like a surprising way to cook it. Why
absolutely,
not?
Absolutely.
And so we have a few items here to kind of showcase what we can waffle.
Yeah.
And it really runs the gamut. I mean, so tell me a little bit about what we have in front of us to showcase the variety.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got waffled pineapple, waffled macaroni and cheese, waffled chocolate stuffed French toast.
Awesome.
Waffled caprese salad with waffled eggplant.
Awesome.
Yes. And waffled chocolate chip cookies.
And let's talk about the fruit and vegetable pieces of this. And you know, where maybe we can start by waffling our pineapple. But
absolutely.
Why would you want to waffle a pineapple or an eggplant? Like, what does it do to put it in a waffle iron versus, say, just baking it?
Yeah, that's a great question. The fantastic thing about the waffled pineapple, for example, is the high heat on both sides really caramelizes the sugar in there, and it only takes a few minutes. You know, fruit on the grill is nice, right? But you can't always grill, and some people don't have grills, right? And so this is a perfect way to sort of bring the grill indoors, and in a couple minutes you get something that ends up looking super cool.
Yeah.
You dust the pineapple with a little bit of chili powder, so you just set it in there. And let it go. And what I like about the chili powder is the smokiness, like you said, the sweet and salty, it kind of offsets each other. Yeah, exactly.
And what about, so then we have macaroni and cheese. I mean, you've sort of put it into almost a batter-like form. You know, some of the recipes in the book require a little bit more pre-prep than obviously just throwing a pineapple.
Yeah, exactly. There's a whole range of recipes, and the pineapple is super simple. And the mac and cheese, you know, this one's a little bit more elaborate. It's for people who maybe, you know, want to spend a little bit more time in the kitchen, right? So this one you take prepared macaroni and cheese and put sort of a breadcrumb coating on it, and that insulates it a bit from the high heat. And you get this crust on the outside, which is fantastic.
It's like the best part of macaroni and cheese, like when you like are scraping the bottom of like the thing.
Exactly. And then the cheese inside is all super melty and gooey. I mean, it's like, it's a perfect marriage.
All right, well, let's throw that one on.
Absolutely.
So again, so once we have like a pre-prepped one, and can you make these early and then like store them for later and then
by all
waffle
means.
them?
And and it's a great use of leftovers too.
Oh yeah, waffle your leftovers.
On
and then the last one we have here is desserts. So you know we have French toast, which is kind of breakfast. We have chocolate chip cookies, but how do sweet things do in the waffle?
I mean, I think when people think about waffles and waffle irons, it's sort of the sweet idea is already there,
it's already
right? So it's not a huge leap. But I mean, when you take something like chocolate chip cookies and make them in the waffle iron, it's amazing because you look at them and your mind thinks waffle, and you taste them and it's all cookie.
Right.
And the great thing too is you don't have to heat up the whole house to make cookies. You plug in your waffle iron,
oven,
you've got your dough ready, and it takes about 2 minutes. So that's a perfect size right there. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and then do you like press it down?
You don't even have to, because what's great is the waffle iron kind of takes care of it. You'll see it'll sort of start sinking down.
Slowly go. And then, what about the timing? I mean, is it also faster to waffle things?
It is. I mean, for the cookies, for example, you're not going to make cookies in your oven in 2 minutes.
Right.
I mean, unless you want just cookie dough, which is good too, right? And something like the French toast doesn't take any longer in the waffle iron than it does on the frying pan.
Are there any things that you found that just like did not work, like things that will not waffle?
Well, it's funny. What I found is that the list of things that will waffle is way longer than the list of things that will not waffle. I was surprised.
Amazing.
But you know, things like soup margaritas. I mean, there are limits, right? But it's a long list of things that will waffle.
Yeah, so pretty much anything that you can put in a batter or is already solid and might do well with having some caramelization.
Absolutely, yes, exactly. So, solid proteins like fish, chicken, steak. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for teaching us about how to waffle all the things we never knew we could waffle.
Absolutely, this is so fun.
Yeah, and obviously, if you want to learn more, you can obviously pick up the book, Will It Waffle? Easy to remember. Thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.